Let's welcome the president of the Arab American Institute, James Zogby, to us right now. You've just conducted 5 years after the speech an important poll, Arab attitudes towards the United States. Give us a headline.
I think that there's been an uptick in Arab support, but suspicions remain, and a lack of confidence is clearly there. A sense that the U.S. cannot deliver on the promises of the Cairo speech, I think, colors the whole Arab attitude toward America and the president.
Do they approve of the way President Obama, 5.5 years into his administration, is conducting policy in the Middle East?
Well, some issues, yes. For example, public opinion tells us they did not want military action in Syria. I think the president just spoke at West Point saying that Americans are war-weary and wary of new engagement. I think after Iraq and Afghanistan, Arabs are wary of American military engagement too. But I think they still think we can do more.
There are plenty of people in Saudi Arabia, for example, who do want the United States to get involved in Syria.
I think that's true, but I think there's a lack of confidence and trust. For example, majorities overwhelmingly support the negotiations with Iran, but majorities overwhelmingly don't have the confidence that America will actually accomplish something with those. Same with the Middle East peace process with Israel and Palestine. They don't have confidence that we can be even-handed or that we're even committed to making it work. They see how our domestic politics plays out, and frankly, it undercuts our credibility. I remember I did the show with you 5 years ago.
And right after the Cairo speech.
Right, and we got a taste then of how conservatives were going to react. The Arab world has seen this president unable to defeat and win his way with Congress and with getting the promise of Cairo delivered on.
John Kerry, the Secretary of State, he's been trying his best to do it. George Mitchell tried as a special Middle East envoy, but so far not much success.
You know, on the second anniversary of the Cairo speech, I heard the president speak at the State Department, another brilliant speech. 3 days later, I was in the Middle East when Netanyahu was speaking at Congress, getting 29 standing ovations for insulting the president and for saying, I will defy what he said about the 67 borders. So there's a sense that he can't deliver and that he's unable to break through the system and do it. And we see that all throughout the numbers. His numbers are up.
His approval numbers.
His approval numbers
compared
are up.
To Bush.
Compared to, oh my God, Bush is the least favored. Clinton was actually the favored, not George Bush's father. I thought that would be the result.
They still admire Bill Clinton.
They still admire Bill Clinton enormously, and Obama's numbers are divided between those who think he's a great president and those who think he's been a disaster.
But there were huge expectations after that Cairo speech, after the Istanbul speech, when he spoke to the Muslim world. Have they felt left, in this survey, this new Zogby poll that you've got, and Arab attitudes throughout the Arab world towards this president, have they felt disappointed that he hasn't been able to deliver? Is that it?
I think disappointment is the word. The plummet from 2009, where the numbers were so high, to 2011, where they sunk to even Bush-era lows, significant. But the numbers have gone up.
I've read the poll results. There are different attitudes of him in different Arab countries.
Right.
It's not uniform throughout the Arab world.
Now, UAE numbers are very high. Palestinian numbers, interestingly enough, were high. They don't think he's going to deliver, but they actually have a better attitude toward this president.
Because at least he's tried.
I think he's tried, and he went there, and he cut the speech in Jerusalem. People remember the Israel part, but the compassionate speaking about Palestine, I think, was forgotten by others, but not by Palestinians. So the numbers, when we say high, we're talking 30%. Not high by American standards, what you want your favorable ratings to be, but higher than, for example, George Bush's numbers ever were.
And people can look at the poll. They can go to your website,
They can go to the website, Zogby Research Services, or it'll be up on AAI USA as well, on both sites. And thanks for having me and continuing the conversation.
Jim Zogby.
Thank you, Wolf.
Maybe 5 years from now we'll have another conversation.
I hope the numbers are better then.
Then we'll see what happens. All right, let's hope for peace. That would be good.